Hey guys, welcome back to another video. By the way, I think this is pretty funny. This is what I'm using to hold up my phone. My last video was a huge success. A whopping 2 views. Holy moly, I'm pretty sure both of them was me. But it's fine. I'm not doing it for other people, I'm doing it for me. Yeah, in the last video, I just talked about my first song on the album, like the intro song. And now I'm going to talk about one of the songs. I'm going to skip like maybe 6 songs ahead to this one because this is just the one I feel like talking about. This is the first song where I started experimenting with using flanger or flanger, I don't know how to pronounce it, on the drums or on instruments in general. I use one on my vocals to give it that kind of wider sound stage, but I like the way it sounds on instruments too. And an artist that I know does this a lot is Prince. I'm not sure if his method was using a flanger plugin, but his drums have that kind of ricochet effect. In the context of music, it's actually used quite a fair bit. You'll be able to hear it in the song straight away. Just listen to the drums and listen how the drums kind of have this kind of quality to them. That's what a flanger does. I'll go into the lyrics later, but it's kind of related to my dad, and that's a bit personal, but it's also related to other things. And that's what's so good about songs, is like they don't mean just one thing, you know? Like I think it's unfair to kind of put them into a box. When you kind of create a song, it encapsulates so much about you, and not even the person who makes it kind of understands what it means yet, you know? For the longest time I thought that all of my music was about this one person that I don't even care about anymore. And I kind of reached this point where I was like, shit, like I don't want these songs to kind of be about that, you know? Like I'm over that. But then I realized it's not about that. It's about me. It's about my progress. And it reminds me of the album In Rainbows by Radiohead, because that is kind of universally agreed to be about relationships or whatever. And I had an epiphany that you can interpret the whole thing as someone talking to themselves, or talking to the part of themselves that they're not too fond of, or that they have a hard time accepting. And this kind of aligns with all the spiritual stuff I've been learning, especially over the last year, where it's all about incorporating that side of yourself that you kind of neglect, you know? So it's as much as it is about, I guess, relationships or a specific person, as it is about me and kind of learning to love that side of myself, even though it kind of is the reason why I suffer. But the song is called Whispers, and it's called that because it has whispers in it, like straight away. And it's at a point in the album where we're in like a kind of nightmarish section. So this nightmare section is meant to sound a lot more kind of, not generic, but pop, in the sense that every song is kind of like a typical structure of verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, where it's very much just a by the book layout. I feel like I achieved that with this song specifically, where I'm proud that I was able to kind of keep it weird and keep it kind of mine, but also make it, I guess, a catchy song, or a song that you would want to listen to multiple times. This one specifically is very much similar to When Doves Cry by Prince. That was kind of the butter for how I wanted to develop the song. I won't break down the lyrics one by one, but it's basically about wanting or not understanding why someone isn't able to kind of acknowledge you. It's about wanting to be acknowledged. At this point in the album, like the nightmare section or whatever, all of my kind of shadow is coming to the surface, where the feelings that I've been kind of hiding are just kind of thrown out there for exposure. And that's what this song is, where it's a very vulnerable song if you actually listen to what I'm saying. But it's basically like just kind of asking the person in an almost desperate and toxic way, like give up yourself to me, like I just want to kind of experience you fully. And that doesn't just mean in like a sexual way, but in like a in an intimate way that's not that's more subconscious, you know? Like just wanting someone's attention is an intimate thing, and wanting someone to look at you and acknowledge you. it all stems from when I was younger. My dad had bipolar, and so he was in hospital getting electroshock therapy and whatnot. So his brain was basically fried during that period. And I was too young to kind of understand any of it. And all I knew was that my dad wouldn't look at me or acknowledge me or whatever. And that's kind of something that I subconsciously just had in the back of my head for the longest time. And it wasn't until I had that same kind of experience through someone as a kind of reflection to that part of me, where they triggered that part of me, and I got all these feelings coming back of like just needing to be acknowledged by this one specific person. It's when I realized like, oh, like this kind of there's layers to this. No, there's levels to this. I'm not just like fine. There's stuff in my life that I need to kind of like figure out. And so yeah, that's what this song is about. It's about needing to be acknowledged, I guess, or needing to be seen and needing to be heard and needing to make eye contact with people and connect. And that is a universal thing I think everyone kind of relates to. And that's why I love it so much, is because that's ultimately a human thing. But it's something that these days a lot of people don't want to admit. Like, it seems almost selfish to kind of want attention from people. And I don't think this is wrong at all. I think it's just human. It's why we're here. It's to connect with people. Of course, you're going to want to connect with people. And when someone you love isn't giving you that connection, of course, you're going to be upset about it. And it's meant to be a little bit cheesy too. And that's intentional as well. It's like, it's almost like the character or me in the story is kind of at a point where they're projecting a kind of false persona in order to kind of deal with feelings that they're ignoring. And it won't be until the third part of the album when I'm able to actually understand it instead of just kind of letting it emote into a song, which is what this is. And I like that it's a pop song because it kind of it's using the genre of music and the archetype of pop music in its storytelling. Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it does to me, and that's what's important. But yeah, I think my spaghetti is probably, the pot that I'm cooking the spaghetti in is probably ready by now, so I should probably go. But yeah, I always love talking about it. Expect more of these videos. I think the next one I'll go back to the start of the album and talk about one of the earlier songs again. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.